All right, we should be live. Let me look at my additional YouTube. See if we're running live. Hashtag it. And yep, we are live.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Let me see if I
Let me
can
see
hear.
here. You hear me?
I hear you.
All right.
All right.
Let's see.
Yep. Pull this
Okay.
up. I'm recording, so whenever, or I'm recording audio, so whenever you're ready.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Let me see here. All right. In 5, 4. Oh wait, is that overlay thing that you made working?
Does it look like it? It looks like it on
I
my.
don't know.
Oh, but it won't show up
Oh, I
when you're
can't see
looking
it.
at. Yeah, but on the YouTube live, it's there.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's see here. Okay. I don't even know. Okay. Here we go. In 3. Oh, wait. I'll hear you do that. Okay. Here you go. In 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, we ask you, do we want to stay in the group chat or do we need to leave the group chat? We're not trying to hear that anymore. I'll reveal this and more
Okay.
on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Pew, 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 pew.
I think our video needs to be bigger, but I'll do that later. I'll do that at another.
You're in
time.
Texas. You're in Texas, so everything should be bigger in Texas. So just make it bigger.
True that. True that.
All right. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back and welcome back again to episode 265 of the hashtag Blackout podcast. I'm the one in Utah that they call Jalapeno J.
And I'm the one in Texas they call Daddy J because I'm a daddy. Not a zaddy just yet, but a daddy.
Maybe depending on what your wife says, you might be a zaddy.
True.
So.
True that. True.
Anyway.
True.
Yeah, we're back and at it again.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, I got a question for you and the people. So, do we want to get out of Will and Jada's group chat? That is what I have the question for. Because
definitely.
We always hearing about all their issues, and really, I guess Jada just released a book, and there's a lot of information in there, stuff that we did want to know, and a lot of stuff we didn't want to know, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife just sort of basically like informed me yesterday, hey, Will and Jada have been separated for like 7 years, not living together, any of that stuff, but hadn't really told anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But now with this book release, we are learning all this stuff. So is it time that they drop us from the group chat?
Please.
Or we drop ourselves.
Please drop us from the group chat. But, as long as Red Table Talk keeps going on, we gonna be that person that we'll be getting all the messages, but we just don't want them. So please just drop us. But I know they won't.
Yeah, no, they probably won't, unfortunately, because they're celebrities and it's a celebrity couple with both of them being celebrities. Nah, we're gonna find out something one way or the other. We'll continue to find out something.
What we're really gonna find out is when that tea gets spilt, when those kids drop their memoirs. Jaden and Willow drop a memoir, it's all over with.
Man. Yeah. Wait, we got Jaden and Willow.
And you
got the third kid?
There's a third one from Will's first marriage.
Yeah.
Relationship. but nobody really kind of really knows about him.
Dang.
It's kind of sad, but he was in the was that Just the Two of Us video? Was that him?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was it.
that
It
was
was
it.
just the two of them, and that was the last time that Will like
Yeah,
put him on anything. So that's
that's
wild.
true. Sad.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, and honestly, uh, you know, my wife was telling me about a couple of other celebrities that you didn't know that were separated for some time. I think it was like Meryl Streep and her husband,
Mm-hmm.
had been as well, even though
Mm-hmm.
not really, didn't really inform anybody. And I think it'd been like 12 years or something crazy like that.
Right.
Like it's wild, man, because a lot of these people we see because they put them in the public eye. They, broadcast all their stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so we'll see it either in sort of gossip blogs and stuff like that, or gossip posts, I guess, not necessarily blogs. I'm not reading that,
Right.
but
Oh yeah.
it's sort of crazy when you see all that, and I don't know. There's some people who feed off that who are like, oh my gosh, I got to hear what they're doing today. I can't wait to hear the latest. And there's people like you and me who are just like, I could care less.
Right. Yeah. I really don't
So
care at all.
yeah, yeah. So it's wild, man. But yeah, hey, you know what? Please take us out the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
really it. That's all I really
Yeah.
need.
True that.
Oh, I'm
Yeah. So how
tired.
was your week, man? Have a decent week.
Week was pretty busy, man. It was just work is like going a little crazy right now, just because sort of shifted focus for us. So, and they're like sort of like heavy down on our heads trying to get all this stuff like done. So it was sort of busy. And then I also had an event yesterday that I did with my daughter. So the week before, last week, did an event with my son where we were like, cooking tons of ribs and giving them away. Yesterday we were doing one with a lot of brisket,
Oh yeah.
excuse me, and giving that away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, um, to a lot of people. There's a local store up here that sells the hook shrubs and spices. You can find it on www.hookshrub.com, or just follow that tag at hookshrub. And I didn't even say how beautiful this new purplish blue, background is around us. So it looks beautiful. But
Okay.
if it's not showing up, I'm not being crazy. It's just the overlay that Jay did. Anyway, yeah. So yesterday we did a thing where we cooked like 3 briskets, with different flavors of the hook shrub.
Mm,
And yeah, we're just giving out samples, telling people about it, trying to get them buy more products in the store, and they were doing that. So
nice.
it
Oh,
was
cool.
good.
That's pretty good,
It
man.
turned out well. Yeah. And then
Pretty
just chill
good.
stuff.
That's
How
good,
about
man.
you?
Another busy week. Super busy week at work. It always seems to happen that way when
Hmm.
my one of my coworkers is on vacation. So when
Yeah.
my counterpart in my position goes on vacation, it's like boom, work just seems to explode. So yeah,
Hmm.
I've been on call all weekend. So I've been working throughout the week, late days, then hop on the weekend and do more work. But yeah,
Hmm.
man, it's just busy. I'm getting to that age where whew, my body is not it's not doing what it was when I was like 20, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
my back
Yeah.
has been killing me. It's old man problems. Uh,
Hmm.
man, but thankfully I still have head full of blackish hair. Uh, hairline
Blackish.
hairline is not receding, which is good.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
things still seem to work properly, if you know what I mean. Um, but
Okay.
yeah, eyesight seems to be gone. My memory seems to be good. Seems to be
Hmm.
lackluster.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's just one of those things where you get older and
Hmm.
just got to deal with stuff.
Yep.
Had,
Be like that.
bruh, I had a so we had a 25-year class reunion last weekend. I didn't go,
Hmm.
obviously. And just looking at the pictures of some of the people I went to class with, it's different. A lot of people are different. A lot of people are the same, but a lot
Yeah.
of people are different. A lot of people look
Yeah.
very much so different. Have you been to a class reunion?
No, I haven't, man, because I think the first one that happened, first one was how I think they had the first one was like a 5 year,
Mm,
and I was
mm,
I was in Fort Worth then. That was right after I graduated, and I was just trying to like work to like check to check, so I couldn't really, bounce out like that. And then
mm-hmm.
I think the next one, yeah, I was still there, but just never really happened. So yeah, no, I didn't. I have not been to one. I've seen some photos from some of them and things like that. I just haven't gone to one, and I don't even know when the next one would be coming up.
And
But
man, honestly, I have no desire to go to one. And it's nothing against the people I graduated high school with.
mhm,
You know, much respect and whatever. But the people I usually that I was close, tight knit with, which was only
mhm,
like a handful of people, I still keep in contact with them to this day. So
mhm.
it's yeah, it's all good. But just seeing
Yeah,
some of those folks is like, wow, just it brings you
yeah.
back. Definitely
Do
brings you
you
back.
do? Yeah. Do you keep like Facebook contact with them, or do you actually like have their phone number and text
Yeah,
them from time
I
to
have their
time?
phone numbers, address. I
Hmm.
visited one of my best friend when I went down to Houston last month for one of our cousins' funerals.
Hmm.
Um, or was that month before last? Either way, yeah,
It
it's
was a
like
couple months. Yeah.
I called him up. He's like, yeah, man, come over. So went over to his house, and he's been over to my house several times, stayed the night,
Hmm.
whatever. One of my
That's cool.
good friends in Georgia been over to his house. He's met my kids
Yeah.
and met his kids, yada yada. So yeah, man, it's I've been in close contact with those people
That's good.
that
That's good.
I'm close friends with. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm trying to think. I all of my best friends live in Houston
Mm,
still. So yeah, man. Anytime I go home, I try to link up with them. Sometimes it works out, and sometimes they
yeah.
just happen to be out of town because normally when I go are times when it's like a travel time, like a travel window, like the summer or like the Christmas window. So if I catch them, I catch them. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, but I mean, it's almost turned into like staying in Facebook contact. Pretty much just like keeping up on everybody's goings on and whatnot. Um, yeah, so I wish I had more opportunity to see them, but the thing is they you at least live in a drivable distance back to your house, like your parents' house.
Mm,
And I know a lot of people that you would have grown up with, live either in that vicinity or they live like in Texas or somewhere else that's at least a drivable way, even though Georgia's not really from where
right.
you are, not within a day, right? Yeah, whereas all of mine, I'm like halfway on the other side of the country, so everybody's sort of spread out. But yeah, it is what it is, man. And the thing is, you keep in contact or at least try to stay up on top of stuff for, the ones that you really care about and want to stay in touch with, and they do the same with you. And otherwise, it's just sort of like, hey, oh, here, let me like this post.
Yeah.
Congratulations or
Yeah,
happy
yeah,
birthday
right.
or whatever it is.
And it's
It is what
wild.
it is, man.
Yeah, it's wild seeing like some of my high school classmates, their kids are like graduating college. It's like,
Hmm.
damn, mine didn't even start high school yet. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
wild seeing some of this stuff, man. It's like, am I getting that? We are getting older, you know.
Yeah. I
I'm
tell
not
you,
gonna say old, it's just older.
it's crazy, man, because like in the later 20 teens, right? The later
Mm,
20 teens, like, maybe like 16 through 19 and 20. My wife, who's like 3 years older than me, she was like, yeah, here's, some of my friends from high school, their kids are graduating high school, their kids are in college, graduate, some of them were graduating college. I was like, dang. And she's obviously a little bit older, so the people the same age or maybe a little bit older than her obviously had kids a little bit before, but also you know a lot of those people had kids like literally the year after they graduated from high school, or the year they graduated from high school, and I'm
Hmm.
just like, I couldn't even fathom how that would have gone. You know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Like, I mean,
Wow.
everybody has to deal with it, like in their own way, obviously, and hopefully you come out on like a positive end when it's all said and done,
Right.
and you figure it out as like a a young parent. But I don't know, man. I know people here in Utah. That's the way they were built. You know, like the culture. Some of the culture was built to have kids very young and get married like right out of high school.
Mm.
I wasn't built
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Some of them
yeah.
are grandparents now, and I'm like,
Oh
wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's
I'm
wild,
like,
man.
how you a like how
I
you a
mean,
grandparent? You
it,
barely 40 something.
yeah, and it's
You
crazy.
know.
I knew this one girl back in high school. She already had two kids. Um,
Wow.
but that's not saying she didn't make something of her life, because she did make something of her life, and it's a testament that anybody you know, could strive to better things,
Yeah.
in the face of some adversity like that. But yeah, it's just wild. Hey, do you ever joke with your wife and say she robbed the cradle?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We used to say that all the time. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny, man. That's funny. I was just thinking
yeah.
about that. It's like, I know I'd be joking like crazy if my wife was older than me. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
dang, just think, if he was 18, I'd have been 15. That'd have been
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, the other
Yeah,
word,
yeah.
the SR word.
R. Yeah, yeah. R. No, I tell you what, man, it's wild because for me, it's hard for me to make a joke about somebody who's just like, like I don't know, like 50 years old or something like that, or like 49, something like that. Because
Right,
my
right,
wife will
right.
be like, "That's just a few years, a couple years for me." It's like something like that,
Yeah, yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
just like, "Oh, what I meant to say was, like if it's something like
That's
that, it
funny.
just has to be where they are like, 20 years plus, anything that
That's funny,
anything
man.
she is." So yeah, but no, we'll say that every now and then. We haven't said a minute, but yeah, that's essentially the way it was.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I think it's crazy because I think her grandmother was also a couple years older than her grandfather, and then yeah, I can't remember. I know her mom, one of the people she was married with, she was a few years older than him, so it just sort of ran in the family. I was like, well, I guess whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I found
That's
out,
good.
excuse me, then I found out that one of my aunts, my dad's sister, my aunt Madeline, she was a couple years older than her husband,
Oh, okay.
than my uncle. Yeah, so or maybe just a year. I don't know what it was, but it was yeah. She was older than him by a little bit. So I don't know, man. It's weird, but that goes back to that song "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." You know what I'm trying to say when it
True.
comes to relationships. So yeah, so
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. In some cases, it's funny you
hmm
reference the Aaliyah, and I was about right when you say that, I thought of R. Kelly, but
dang,
yeah.
yeah,
So
man.
yeah.
And
Go ahead.
yeah, and speaking of that group chat, isn't Jada older than Will?
Possibly.
Yes, I believe so. So
Possibly.
yeah, it happens in these streets.
Poor,
Nah,
poor,
man.
poor Will, man. Poor
Yeah,
Will.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's wild, but no, that's crazy. You and Mrs. J, y'all are same age, or you are just?
Actually, I'm a year older than her.
Are you really okay?
Yeah. Yeah. 1 year older than her.
Did y'all
So
graduate at the same time
at the
though?
same time, because
Oh shoot.
I had much rather party and have a social life than go to class. So I was a super
Mm,
duper senior. Took me
okay.
5.5 to 6 years to graduate. Sad.
It
I
be what
mean,
it be.
hey, I graduated with like a 3 point something average, 3.4,
Yeah,
3.5 average. So, you know,
you made it work.
I made it work. It was the first few years when I got there that I almost, what do you call it? Academic probation.
Hmm.
So that the first semester when I moved on campus, that's when I hit academic probation. And then it
Bruh,
was like,
same.
it was hard to pick that up. There was like a lot of semesters I'd come through with like 4 point averages, but
Hmm.
that wasn't until like the end of my college career. So yeah,
Hmm.
if I would have graduated on time, we probably would not have been married. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
things
Well,
work out.
yeah, the party started later than you thought,
Yeah, man.
and that's fine.
Oof.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm trying to think, man. Same here, man. My first semester, it's a lot of people. That first semester is, you know,
It's tough.
one that can take you out of college very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Um, my first semester, I think I had a 2.2, and my mom and dad would look at me like, "What have you been doing?" Like this whole time, like you never had issues in high school
Mm-hmm.
with grades or anything like that. What have you done? And really, I mean, I did a little bit of partying and having fun, but honestly, there was one class that I just could not get. And the worst part about it was like the first class in the morning on, I don't know, like while you're in college or whatever, like there's some days where it's just hard. The mornings are just hard for whatever day that is.
Right.
This was that class. And I think it was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which always sort of sucked. And it was like an 8 a.m. class,
Mm.
and it was like elementary statistics. The sad part is it was a class that my freshman academic advisor told me I needed, even though she wasn't like going to be my long term. She's just the one who helps all the freshmen get classes
Mm.
in the department that I was in. So she said, "Oh yeah, that's a class that you'll need for this whatever that you're doing." And then turns out after that semester, I didn't actually need that class because she
Interesting.
thought that I was doing like she thought I was like in marketing and advertising, and I was in like broadcasting. So she's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, you actually didn't." Or my actual advisor after that was like, "No, you didn't actually need that class." I'm like, "Man, why don't you? What? How?" And at that point, it's too late. Your grades are screwed. You got a D in the class. You just barely scraped by, and all the
Right.
rest of your grades are screwed because of that one single class. And yeah, it took me a bit to try to get it back. And I eventually, by the time I graduated, I was back over 3.3. I don't remember. I just know it was over 3 point, and I felt good about myself by that point. But it was
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
one of those
Right.
things when my parents were looking at me. They're like, "Hey, bro, we might as well bring you back to Houston. We could pay a lot less for you to go to school and
Mm.
do bad. So I
Yeah.
realized I had to pick it up.
Man. I tell you what. From the moment I started the summer after high school graduation
Mm-hmm.
until my graduation, um, college graduation in fall of 2003.
Mm-hmm.
There's not once. There's only been one summer I've been off from school because my
Really?
mom, yeah, my mom gave me a suggestion. She's like, if you end up failing a class, go take a summer course at one of the community colleges just
Mm-hmm.
to bring that class up, you know.
Yeah.
So, or to pass that class, because sometimes the classes at a community college will be easier than the class at the university.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what she suggested, and I did. I mean, it was mostly like math classes, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty much just math classes, and
Is
maybe
that what
like
you that what you took?
biology. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that what'd you take when you moved to Texas? What was that class?
That was a bunch of BS. That was I thought I would go to school for get me another degree in like graphic
Uh-huh.
design, but that was a complete waste of money because half the time I didn't even go to class. The other
Mm-hmm.
the another the other half the time I was spent teaching the teachers how to do stuff because they didn't know how to do
Dang.
anything.
Dang.
And I still graduated with a 4.3 average.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a complete waste of money. I didn't learn anything. Absolutely did not learn anything. I don't even put that on my resume, that I
Wow.
went to this college, or this school, technical school as they like to call it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, that technical school isn't even around anymore. It was just like a scam. So
Oh my.
I wasted money. That was the first time I ever had to pay for college, um,
Mm-hmm.
or a school, some type of schooling.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was complete waste. You know.
That's wild. That's wild. It's sad they had that. I know that there was, a couple of schools like that in the Dallas Fort Worth area that were
Yeah.
that had that situation where they no longer are active and anything like that, where
Yeah.
they weren't accredited and they eventually got shut down, like all this. It's wild, man. It's a wild situation like that, especially when you spend your hard-earned money trying to do that and you're just trying to learn. In a
Yeah.
situation like yours, you're teaching the teacher. Like, what?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the ones that know it all.
It was so wild. It was one teacher. She's a black lady. And that's not to say anything. Black, white, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was showing her how to do stuff. And she just looked at me and she called me a big nerd. She said, "You big nerd." I'm like, "What?" I didn't know. I started laughing, but it just kind of put me off because I didn't. I wasn't expecting to hear that from a teacher.
Yeah, yeah, and you were probably just like, but you're like, I'm the student.
Yeah,
You've been
exactly.
teaching this.
It's like you
How have you
supposed to
never
know
taught
this.
this?
Exactly. It's like you supposed
Oh
to
my
know this
gosh,
stuff.
man,
So
that's
yeah.
crazy. That's crazy. Well, you know what? Speaking of things that we need to know, and we're supposed to know,
Oh yeah.
and we're supposed to hear about. Hey, why don't you tell the people how they could leave us a message, because we're about to get into these voicemails.
All right, people. 3853-BLAK-PC or 385-325-2572. It's where you give us a little ring-a-ling and tell us what's going on in your day-to-day shenanigans.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right. First one up. 3, 2, 1.
Hashtag Blackout Podcast. I am listening to your latest episode, and it was really, really good. I like the fact that y'all are talking about topics that are in the social media world. And, we don't know if it's fake or not, but, I mean, this is stuff that really happens with the girl. The guy wanted to take the girl to Cheesecake Factory and all that good stuff. Yeah, I was like, because I have to tell y'all my story. Mine was a little different. But anyway, y'all better watch out for these Dollar Generals and Family Dollar stores, y'all. The man tried to keep my change, my coins.
Mm-hmm.
And my order was like $14.02. I gave him a $20 bill. He gave me $5 back. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and we looking at each other, and he looking at me like he want to take a picture, and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking around the store, and I'm just standing there. I look at my receipt, and I'm just standing there, and then he says, "Oh, you want your change? He got some change," and I ain't saying nothing. I just looked at him, and he gave me my damn 98 cents. So
98 cents.
Is this what they doing now? I mean, I'm not going back in that one because I don't want to go to jail. Okay, then. I'm going to call y'all back.
Yeah. It's crazy. Thank you for the call, Kayla, our Memphis correspondent cousin. Have you ever been in a situation like that where they did not refund you the right, or they didn't give you enough change, or do you know anybody who would like skim some change? You don't have to say their name, but
no. But I tell you, there's been multiple times where people have given me too much change, and I didn't say anything. Like I could tell you, there's one time way back in the day, like CC's Pizza or something like that. Doesn't cost much. I'm with my friends. This is like high school time.
That was all you can eat for $2.99. Like,
yeah.
Why they didn't give you change after that?
Dude, I gave them like $10 bill. They gave me $20 in some change back. So that kind of brings me back to that whole Popeyes education conversation.
Hold on.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense.
Oh my god.
It doesn't make sense. And that's happened to me like a couple times. After where they've given me too much change and I just keep my mouth shut. I don't want to say nothing.
So, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every now and then, I'll have a situation like that where they're like, keep the change. But normally that's been at like, farmers markets or like anything like that where people probably don't have like 100% correct change. It hadn't been like in a store situation, grocery store. And then I know I've done that at some of the farmers markets where, I just have like, basically when I go to a farmer's market, I just have like bills just like a set amount of bills that are changed into ones and fives,
Mm.
and then I just have whatever change is sort of left in my little till, and normally that's only maybe like $1 in quarters, right? And so if somebody's order is $1.12,
Mm.
I just give them a quarter back. Like if they give me
Right.
as a part of, as a part of me as a part of my like the change. If say they give me like $2 and it's $1.12, I just give them like $1.75, because I'm like, you know what, man, I ain't got I don't got. Wait, hold on a second. That's not right. That would be wrong. I wouldn't be giving them enough, right? See, I'm mathing wrong myself. I basically give more than the amount of change back that they should be getting.
Right.
I'd be like, it's like 4 cents. I don't have pennies. Just take it back. Whatever it is. So, yeah, I've done that before, but that's just because I'm not over here running like a full cash register. I don't have, $10 in coins just like all split up. But yeah, the fact that this person didn't give Kayla back her 98 cents right away. Like what?
Mm.
What?
That's funny.
Normally doesn't the cash register normally tell you?
It should
how
tell
much
you the little
change you owe?
digital thing, but
Yeah.
there's been times where I've gone and it'll be like, I don't know, let's just say 290 something,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd give them let's just say, for instance, I'd give them a 5. They'd give me the dollar bills back, but then they'd keep the maybe like 7 or 8 cents change,
Mm-hmm.
and they wouldn't say anything, and I'm just like, okay, bye. I wouldn't really say anything. 7 or
Yeah.
8 cents. It is 7 or 8 cents is a lot to some people, but at the time, I'm
Yeah.
just like, should I bother this man for 7 or 8 cents, or
Mm-hmm. Just keep it moving.
Yeah, just keep my dollars
Yeah.
and keep it moving.
What's crazy is I think nowadays kids don't understand the value of change. And also I think change, like the coins, I think there's also been slightly devalued because, you think of just the bills, or you think of a card payment. And then, so then like you remember back in the day when you would find like a penny on the ground or a dime or a quarter, like, man, I found me a penny, like you'd be happy about it. And like this day and age, my kids just like walk by them. They just look at them like, oh, there's a penny. Like they don't care. My son would be like, I just threw this penny. It's like, where'd you throw the penny? I don't know. I didn't want it. So I just threw it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you?
My kids will
doing?
see a penny on the ground. They'll pick it up and like, oh, a lucky penny, so they'll get super excited about it. Especially at Aldi.
Yeah.
You go to Aldi. Is there an Aldi up there at
No, we don't have Aldi, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I love those stores. I miss them.
Yeah. Put the little quarter in the grocery basket, so they're always looking at the ground and looking to see who left their basket out. So they go cash in. But
get that quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. All right, cool. Here we go. Next up. This says, oh, this is Mrs. David. But it is.
Oh, this is Mrs. David. You want some clarification of what's going on? What's going on? I got to get the hell up out of here. What's going on is I'm living with a relative, and she's got a adult son who's like a dog and wants to have control over the whole house. And it's crazy, and I'm crazy. So I'm gonna move at the end of the year. Yeah. It can't be 3 queens in the house. And I ain't saying he a queen, but I ain't got time. You're not supposed to smoke weed in the house. You're smoking in the house when your mom leaves. You're supposed to keep your music down. I work from home. Your mom works from home. We're constantly telling you to cut your music down. I ain't got time. Like I told my aunt, he feel like he entitled. And apparently you've been letting him get away with a lot of stuff. I doubt if she's been knowing he's been smoking in the house, because she got these real expensive candles, and then he'll check to see when she's coming home. So, but yeah, he's been busted a couple of times because somebody snitched on him. Yep, sure did. And I'm gone. I'm gonna call y'all back.
Yeah, this is the thing that sucks, Kayla. Hopefully that situation gets better before you have to move. But yeah, it sounds like she got a trifling cousin that she lives with her and her aunt.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. You can't mistake. I guess she said, that he's not supposed to do that in the house, but he does. Whenever the mom's not around, and you can't mistake the smell of that. Like there's no mistaking it.
No, not at all.
And honestly, when I was in college, I did the play Alice in Wonderland, and I was the caterpillar. But we did a newer take on Alice in Wonderland. It wasn't like the old school take. So the caterpillar, like back, I think in the original movie, cartoon, whatever, smoked a hookah, I believe.
Right.
Something like that. But they had my caterpillar, smoke, like act like he was smoking weed because it was an updated version.
Right.
So not only did I have to learn like how to smoke anything because I didn't smoke. I never smoked before that, but I had to, learn how to smoke weed, and they didn't.
You had to
like,
learn
right,
how
we
to
need
smoke
you to do
weed.
Well, like, yeah, act like I was smoking weed, but like I was on stage like smoking what looked like a blunt, and they they trained me on just like some cigarettes, and I learned like that, but then the actual like blunt they rolled, and it was like masterfully rolled by by one of the production guys. They actually use oregano, right?
Oh man,
Dried oregano. And let me tell you something, dried oregano smells just as potent and strong as weed. Like they smell like almost the same.
They told me that back in like high school. No, I mean, I don't know if people were joking, but if you couldn't get it access at the time, you didn't have money for the real thing. It was like, oh man, oregano will get you just as high. I'm like, let me try it. didn't do it. It was completely nasty. Did not taste, or at the time smell like it to me. Was it strong? It had strong smell, but it didn't have that je ne sais quoi.
No, I mean it's like it's not that type of herb. We'll just say like that.
I mean, young underdeveloped mind me was like, maybe it could work, but no, it didn't work.
All that to say is no way that the mother or whoever couldn't figure out that's what was going on. So anyway, Kayla, hopefully that'll get better for you soon, and at least be manageable. So here we go. Next up, 3, 2, 1, bam.
Hey y'all, this is Mr. Fever 99. Yes, y'all did get the Blackout card game answers correct. The dating scene, I was talking about dating. That is different. Dating is has gotten down to I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna call you 11:30 and say, "What's up? Can I come through?" I just got through smoking cigars, and even my boys don't know I can come through. And then they come through, it's spend the night, and they gone on. They'll call you for a couple of days, and they say, "Hey, I'm gonna cook dinner for you. Come on through." And then they're gonna be expecting something. So that's what basically dating to me has gotten down to. Gone are the days of romance or whatever. I don't think people understand what that is. I think they think it's a TV show or so. I don't know, but it's just different. You used to go to the movies and then the dinner. I don't hear that. It's just different. I meet you at this party. I meet you at the club. I don't know. I'm old school. Did y'all go on social media and look at the lady that beat up the carjacker? I think he was trying to carjack a car, and she grabbed him, and then she sat on him and held him down for the police. I'm glad she's okay. He didn't shoot her. I don't think that's a good thing to do, y'all. Let these folks, they want your car, let them get it. If you got insurance and gap insurance, and you should be okay. I get it. My car was stolen twice. Yes. The insurance company, and I fought. But they was like, how's your car stolen twice? You got it the first time. Are you doing this? We're going to do an investigation. I said, well, you're going to investigate the whole United States of America who own Hyundais, Kias, and Infinities. Oh, how y'all doing? I enjoyed y'all show. I'm going to call y'all back. I got to get on the clock. Bye.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's wild. Um, yeah, dating. That that's wild because my son last night was like confounded because he realized that he made some plans to hang out with his friends on Halloween and go trick or treating. But
Mm-hmm.
also he told this girl that he might like he might hang out with her for a couple of minutes or like, her come over to our house and just chill out for a little bit or whatever. And then he was like, "Oh, I realized that I did this versus that." And this is like all going through text back and forth, right? And he's like, "Man, I don't want, this and that." And I'm just like, I can't understand. I can't wrap my head around how y'all do it these days, like how kids, are doing it. And we're like trying to, we're constantly trying to talk to him and coach him up and all this other stuff. But then he's like, "I don't really like this girl." I'm like, "Well," he's like, "I don't even want to talk to her no more." I'm like, "Well, don't."
Ah, dang.
Like, well, stop. Because he was just like, she's different, like when she's around her friends versus like just like not. And
Yeah,
I'm like, why are you even doing that? I don't know.
that's why. Fact
It's
of the matter
weird.
is,
It's
most
weird.
kids are a little bit different around their friends
Mm-hmm.
versus
Yeah.
one-on-one time. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang. Little player. Mm.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But I just tell him, man, I'm just like, man, if you don't want to talk to the girl, stop talking to the girl. And he's like, "I can't just stop talking to her." I'm like, you can literally stop texting or say, "I'm not interested." Like, find a way to do that. But the other thing
Dang.
is they go to school together, and all these kids are more sensitive nowadays than they used to be. And there's social media, which even if your kids may not have it or may not have it yet,
Mm.
there's still other kids already on it in the school, and people share messages back and forth, and there's all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So I don't know, man. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
Yeah.
It's rough these days for these kids. And then the lady who beat up the carjacker, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
Didn't
about
hear
that.
about that. I have to look that
I
up.
didn't hear about that. But yeah, yeah. If they want your vehicle, just let them have it, man.
Mm.
Just let them have it. You know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Okay. So last message. Last message. 3, 2, 1.
Hashtag Blackout Podcast. This your cousin. This is Mrs. Steve. I'm talking fast because I'm just getting back from a trade delegation, and I'm on the committee, and we had an emergency meeting today, early this morning. They flew me out and everything. We have decided to trade Jada and Will for R. Kelly.
Whoa. Wait.
Since Jada want to be Jada Pop and want to be a
What's
thug,
up?
and
For R. Kelly?
we're trading. We're trading them.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
trading Will for putting up with the shit. Okay, we of the trade delegation is tired. Okay, hold on. Wait. It's just in.
Wow.
Oh, well, R. Kelly's not going to work. So we're back in negotiations in about 15 minutes, and I'll call y'all back. We're going to see who else we wait a minute.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Oh, no. It paused.
Delegation is tired. Okay? Hold on. Wait. It's just in.
Here we go.
Right? Oh, well, R. Kelly's not going to work. So we're back in negotiations in about 15 minutes, and I'll call y'all back. We're going to see who else we wait a minute. But they're talking about we're going to trade the Twitter guy. Trade. No, we can't trade. No. I ain't going to say it. No. Okay, we'll get back with y'all. I got to go.
That's funny. She was like, I'm a part of a committee, and they flew me out and everything. And we came up to the decision that we're going to trade Will and Jada for R. Kelly.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, what?
Keep him in there.
Yeah.
Keep him where he is. They can keep him too.
I would be more inclined to trade Jada Will, I think Will by himself, he's an okay guy. He's a good guy. But
Mm-hmm.
when you get somebody like Jada in the mix,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I don't know, maybe just it just brings out the I don't know, man. It just brings out something in Will that's not
Mm-hmm. It's not
desirable.
what we thought it
Yeah,
was.
it's not
Yeah.
what we thought it was, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Will seems easier to like. He seems more palatable. You know what I'm trying to say? He seems
Mm,
like somebody that you could like get along with a little bit easier.
mm,
Maybe it's because he's Will. He was the Fresh Prince. He was like all this stuff, and he always seemed like an all around nice guy and fun guy.
mm.
Um, and Jada just doesn't always. She doesn't always
Yeah.
seem fun. She doesn't always seem
You
nice.
know, man, I
You know.
cannot say there's been one time, like just watching her movies, because way back in the day that I've been like, dang, that's somebody I'd like to hang out with. You know,
Hmm.
sometimes you get like
Yeah.
you see characters, personalities, and things like that. But
Hmm.
even just way back from like Woo to Low Down Dirty Shame,
Hmm.
while she looked nice, she presented herself nice. There's just something about her that just was like very standoffish, turned me off.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know Jada had that thug in her. Nobody really knew that she was
Hey,
like friends with Tupac like that.
she apparently
You
she
know.
wanted a thug in her.
Yeah. Oh wow. I mean, hey, you never know what happened back in the day. But still, well, I mean,
Mm,
maybe you know more now that this book is out, which I
yeah,
haven't read. For full context, I haven't read it. I just heard all
no,
the reports.
yeah.
But we didn't know that she had that, that quote unquote thug in her. So this is the thug is finally coming out. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
yeah, and it is what it is. But no, thank you for those voicemails, Kayla. Yeah, we definitely want to see who is up on the trading block. To get traded. It would be, interesting to find out. And yeah, please leave us voicemail. Oh, okay. So speaking of trading, real people employees for robot employees.
Hmm.
So I saw a video that was actually on the Dallas, Texas TV Instagram account where it shows Amazon begins testing
Yeah.
humanoid robots at its Texas warehouses to quote unquote free up workers. Now, I don't know what this free up means. Maybe it's free you up to do other tasks that are essential. Maybe it's free you up to let you go. I don't know. And I
Possible.
think that's what it is. But, it's a video of a robot. And I sent it. And I don't know if you saw it, but it's in our little Instagram group chat.
Oh, okay.
It's a good group chat, by the way. Anyway, yeah. So it's a robot that you see sort of walking over to a bin, like lining himself up, and there's another robot in the background just sort of hanging out watching. It's weird, and there's like a manager, looks like a manager, somebody like that hanging out. Oh no, that robot is getting a bin too, and then there's like a lady who works there who's like just sort of asking about it, just watching it. And you could tell she's like, oh, these guys got my job. But yeah, the robot takes the bin, they turn around, put it on the little conveyor belt. The other robot, picks up this bin that has product in it and puts it back on the shelf where the robots would get it. So they're not moving with any speed, obviously, at this point. But eventually, if they, like build these robots to do this job faster
Hmm.
and identify the things faster,
Yeah.
eventually it'll be more efficient than, probably what humans can do. So I just said, man, this looks like the downfall of it looks like it's the start of the downfall of employees or the beginning of the end for employees. And I know Jay Del Negro that said it's the beginning of the end for employees, period. I said for Amazon employees. He said, um, you know, employees, period. So, um, yeah. It's crazy, man. Does your job have any robotics built into it at all, or no?
Uh,
Not really.
no, not really. Robotics in a sense of like this, but like automation, as far as like a
Mm,
computer type thing, yes.
hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, we
and
we have
AI, right?
We don't really use AI.
Mm-hmm.
Like some months ago, there was like an email came out, especially when Chat GPT uh, was starting to gain traction.
Mm-hmm.
They sent out an email saying, for like our employees not to use Chat GPT to try to generate any I guess text information as far as like
Mm-hmm.
things that go on within our job, like bidding on proposals
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so they had that. But then of course, like just this past week, since I used Adobe, Creative Suite, they just
Mm-hmm.
updated something in there to where you could use AI within some of the programs to
Mm-hmm.
generate design work, artwork, and stuff like that. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this is
Yeah.
going to turn out.
It's crazy because like for you and your job, it sucks the creativity. Like it's not it doesn't suck the creativity, but basically, you know, it hinders your ability to be creative because you can't your mind doesn't have knowledge of literally everything that's ever gone on the internet. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So you can't add those creative measures to whatever you're trying to produce, right?
Mm-hmm.
um and even if just because that program doesn't mean that it's going to create something that's better than something that you would do, right?
Yeah.
So that's the tough part with my job. We got that same email. It's probably like all corporations, like the same week, decided to send the same
Oh
email,
yeah.
sort of warning about it. But then also, my company leaned into it. And it's like, hey, we have some things internally where you can use that, AI to generate answers to your questions or answers to customer service questions, and email copy and things like that.
Mm.
As long as it doesn't, have anything about internal, like the things that going on internally. So yeah, so that is definitely a thing, when it comes to that. And there's still like a stigma about AI generated content.
Mm. Yeah.
I was in I was in a what do you call it? So like on a Zoom with a bunch of other people who
Right.
all we all sell like on a specific platform, online. And we're in a big Zoom, and the people who are the higher ups about it were just sort of going through some random stuff, just sort of talking about it, and there's nothing big there. But there were some people who were saying, "Hey, change the ability of people to be able to use AI generated content for their descriptions or something like that."
Right.
And I was like, well, what is the difference? How could you tell it's AI? And some people like, you can tell. It just sounds like fluffier, or it just doesn't sound like as sincere as it would be, or it doesn't really, you can tell it just doesn't sound like somebody would actually write it.
Right.
So I don't know. I think in some cases that AI generated, verbiage, I think it is. I like it because sometimes you have an idea of what you want to say,
Yeah.
but you don't know how to expound on it or explain it well.
Exactly. Yep.
So I think that's why it's good. And to be honest, if you go on Hooks, Rubs, and Spices, if you go on the hooksrub.com website, a couple of my products actually have AI generated content. But I didn't just like punch into AI, hey, say this, and just take the first answer. Because
Mm-hmm.
like the first couple answers are always a little like, a robot definitely wrote this, like
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
But I basically kept refining it and tweaking it and refining it. I mean, for any of those products that I did that for, I basically tweaked it probably about 15 to 20 answers until I found a few answers that actually sounded like me,
Mm-hmm.
but also sounded like something that I would write,
Right.
or I would a way that I would explain something.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I did that, and I mean I haven't really seen like a huge change in sales, because every time a year there's different times a year that sort of up and down, but I haven't seen a big change in sales, and nobody's sent me an email and said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you wrote this." I know that AI did it. Like no, like I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. You
Yeah.
got to be. I don't know. You got to be AI to know if AI wrote it. I guess.
Yeah, yeah, man. I use it all the time. I use ChatGPT and
Hmm.
Mid Journey just to
Hmm.
generate ideas, not to do the work for me because I
Hmm.
still want to do the work myself, but just to like
Hmm.
generate ideas. That's pretty much what I
Yeah.
use it for. If you know how to use it, that's what you'd use it for. But if you're
Hmm.
like I don't want to say lazy. Um, what's the word I want to use? Maybe as a time efficient type thing, use it,
Hmm.
but don't let it
Yeah.
completely do 100% of the work for you.
Yeah. But it's also generating your like generating images and things like that. AI still has problems with like hands, feet,
Oh,
appendages,
it's gotten a lot better,
faces.
dude.
Yeah, it has gotten a lot better though. I've seen some that are crazy better, but
Yeah,
it still does have some
yeah, yeah.
issues with some of those and wording and things like that on certain things. Like matter of fact, I saw a post from this what do you call it? This what's it called? This this account called Black Food Fridays, which oddly enough, it literally just picked up
Mm,
when I looked at it. So the post was a picture of like some oxtail flavored Lay's.
ooh, nice.
I believe that's the account that came from. I
Mm,
had to look now because I can't find it. Anyway, I saw that yesterday, and it was like I was like, "What is that real?" And then I zoomed in, and sort of moved the screen around, and I noticed that it was AI generated or whatever. But like right under it said, it had the Lay's symbol, had oxtail flavor, and then right under it, I thought it said with extra gravy, but it did say something about extra gravy flavoring,
mm,
but like the extra gravy was like sort of misspelled in a weird way. It was like a symbol or
right.
somewhere. I was like, oh, this is AI. This is AI. But I was like, on the first look, I was like, dang, Lay's is coming out with that. What? You know?
Nice.
Um, yeah, so it's weird, man. It's weird. You gotta be wary of some of the stuff that it does. Um, you know, but who was it? I I saw a AI generated like stream of pictures, and the person who posted it was like the episode of Sesame Street that changed my life. And I was like, what?
Uh-oh.
And so this is so weird. So imagine imagine like a group of people in a warehouse on Sesame Street. Um, Mainly the people characters, but then there's some of the Sesame Street characters mixed in. Everybody's in a huge circle, and it's like tons of people. So it's like a bunch of people, huge circle, and there's like one person in the middle, and the thing in the middle was Big Bird, and Big Bird progressively throughout these photos, his stomach starts to like swell and melt, and then an egg pops out of the stomach, and so he basically like has a baby through his stomach, right? And then the egg wasn't open, so there's like you know another image whereas all these people with sledgehammers and hammers, and they're like hitting the egg, and Big
Wow.
Bird's in the back just like smiling like this.
That's
And then eventually the egg
strange.
cracks open, and it's like this huge fat dude, like this huge fat white dude who's like all hairy. I mean, he's got to be like 50, something like that, receding hairline, all that stuff, rolls out of the egg, and he's just like laying there. And then like a couple images later, they realized that, and that was like his baby. They realized that he uh didn't, like, he's stillborn or something like that.
Mhm.
So they have like like a, I don't know, man. They just like everybody's crying about it, and some are laughing, and then all of a sudden, I don't know. It's just really weird. I do know that one of the images with Big Bird's stomach, when the egg popped out of his stomach,
Mhm.
is like all this, I don't know, all the amniotic fluid or whatever you want to call it
Nasty.
is like all over all of the people and all of the Sesame Street characters, like dripping off of them, and they're all just like, and one person literally licking the egg. It was so weird. I was like, "What is this?" And yeah, I could tell it was AI generated, but I was like, "Nah, this is a little too far." I really want to know what the thing, like the information that they typed in there, in the thing to generate images like that. So
That's funny. It's nasty and funny.
yeah. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy seeing some of these things, and that was just randomly. I saw that on Facebook one day. I was like, "What? Where's my where's my algorithm going?" You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't know.
Wow.
Yo
Wow.
no say. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know.
Hey, gee.
Anyway,
All right. Any more voicemails, Millies?
nah, that was it, bro. That was it.
Are you guys decorating for Halloween or doing
Yeah, we
anything?
did a little. Yeah, we did a little decorating actually. What is it? We had two ghosts outside and like a pumpkin head thing that when people walk up, it you know would like say stuff, like weird spooky stuff. And then we also have three spiders that are like these huge spiders. Whoa, huge spiders that are like hanging on things
Okay.
around outside. But one of the ghosts blew away. Like I don't know if we had like a heavy wind day, and it disappeared.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, that and then there's like a little bit of stuff inside, but you know, that's it. We're just excuse me, as far as I know, we'll just be hanging out and giving out candy, and my son he'll probably go and trick or treat with his
Little group
a
of
couple of his
friends.
friends.
Yeah.
Then my daughter, I haven't really heard from her yet. Last year, she went and walked with one of her tight friends or whatever, and I walked with them because they're still a little bit younger. Um, I mean, I don't really know, but there's a couple of streets around here that are like really good trick or treating streets. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's about it. What about y'all?
I mean, we decorated a little bit. And my neighbor, he
Hmm.
like went all out. Uh,
Hmm.
he was like skeletons in the yard, taking pictures and stuff like that, full of spider webs. Like he and I, like his family and my family are the only two, like
Hmm.
on the really on the street that,
Kid families, yeah.
well, not necessarily kid families. We're just the ones that actually do stuff for like
Hmm.
Halloween and Christmas. Mostly Halloween, but Christmas, more families do. But
Yeah.
we got a late start, so we were out yesterday trying to find a whole bunch of decorations and trying to figure out what to
Hmm.
do. Then we're just like, man, let's just do a Beetlejuice theme. So
Hmm.
we're gonna
Okay.
start doing that today. Hopefully, I mean it's only like 8 days left before
Yeah.
Halloween,
Yeah.
9 days left, something like that.
Dang. Yeah.
So we got a late start. We're gonna try and get that done. Try and find some Halloween costumes. One of my kids want to be Jason,
Hmm.
Friday the 13th, because I had,
Nice.
you know, I let them watch it, let them start watching it last week, and they made it through eight different Friday the 13th movies with no
Wow.
problem.
Okay.
You know, for me, I guess as a kid, those things just creep me out, but
Hmm.
apparently these 2020 new generation kids, they have absolutely no issues with it. They think it's funny.
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, man, so we're gonna figure that out, figure out costumes and whatnot. I think I'm gonna be
Hmm.
Beetlejuice. So
Hmm.
yeah, gonna be
That's
silly
cool.
Beetlejuice with glasses on.
Yeah,
But
that's fine.
yeah.
That's fine. I like Beetlejuice. I like Beetlejuice as an option. I don't even know what I'm gonna be because I have. Do I still have my Mario costume? I think I might still have my Mario costume, and then I have like some other random stuff. But I need to
Mhm.
I need to find something. Um, yeah, I think that's good. There's a musical or a play, something like that. I think it's a musical, Beetlejuice musical,
Mhm.
um, that that travels around the country. I know my mother-in-law took my son to go see that.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
don't know. I don't know when it's coming to Fort Worth because if it does, it will go to the Bass Hall down there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
it. My son says it's a good show. He likes Beetlejuice, so
Yeah,
he
that's
said he
cool.
says it's a really good show. So
I'm looking at it now. Let me see. When are we gonna
yeah, we
get
haven't
here?
even taken our kids to get Halloween costumes. Actually, my daughter ordered some stuff because her and a couple of her friends are going to dress this like alike or whatever
Uh,
for Halloween. But my son, he hadn't said anything about getting a costume yet, so we need to figure that out soon.
hey man, he might just be like all the rest of these 14, 15 year olds that just put on some random clothes,
Hmm.
maybe a little hat, and make up a name or make up a character once they get to the door.
Be like, I'm a child.
Yeah.
Be like walking around like, I'm a teenager. What are you? What are you? I am a, I'm a, I don't know, just something like you said. I couldn't even think about it because I
Yeah.
forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, the easy thing, which I think would get a lot of candy, is if they would just be like, I'm a Target worker, and they just like wore some
Red
khakis
vest,
and a red shirt.
red shirt.
Yeah,
That's funny.
like I work at Target.
Yeah,
Like because that's easy.
that's pretty creative. Yeah.
And people here love Target, man.
I'm
There's a
sure.
Target. The nearest Target to us, I think, is overrun because there's so many new neighborhoods in the area that that Target would have to serve. It's almost like that Walmart that's right there on like what's the Walmart? It's almost like the Walmart right there at East Chase. Like it's just that Walmart and Sam's, and there's not really another Walmart for a while. At least there wasn't before. Now I know it's changed a little bit, but there wasn't a Walmart for a while. So that was just like so many people came to that Walmart, and I was like, why is this place always so busy? Because there's none
Still
others,
is. Still is busy.
Yeah,
man.
So
I remember a few years ago, one group of kids came up to the door. Nothing, no costumes. I'm like, I'm just looking at them. No smile on my face. Like, who y'all supposed to be? And they like, oh, I'm Lil Thug. Lil Thug. Who's Lil Thug? Is that a person or is that just a random name? Oh, I'm Lil Thug. I'm Lil Thug. That's my name. I'm Lil Thug. Like, okay, all right, Lil Thug. Anyway,
Lil Thug.
Yeah, Beetlejuice the musical coming in February to Dallas. Dang, Dallas, but no Fort Worth.
Go to Dallas. Not bad.
Yeah,
they do some good musicals over there.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, and Friday night, and Saturday. Okay, well, maybe.
Yeah, so they normally do like a week or two run. Yeah. My son loved it. He thought it was great, and my mother-in-law loved the movie back in the day, so she enjoyed it. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah, might be cool. Get you some good tickets to go and watch it. But yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't have a Halloween costume per se yet, but normally Halloween is fun because I guess in the years past, we'd be walking with our kids, going places and stuff like that. And my wife would, be doling out the candy at the house because she doesn't like to do that whole thing.
Right.
This year might be different. We might have both kids walking with their groups of friends, So I don't know.
Yeah. No, my kids don't have friends live near here, so just strange, extremely strange.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah. Y'all have other kids up the street though, right?
Man, there's a ton
that
of
long
kids.
Street that's coming down towards y'all's house. Yeah,
bruh, there's tons of kids all over the place, like in the neighborhood, but nobody comes outside to even know there's a kid in the neighborhood.
Yeah, so kids don't be playing outside like they used to.
They don't play outside anymore. Every once in a while, I'll catch a kid riding his bike, couple kids riding their bike. It's like, oh, where did y'all come from? So then, like a creeper, I try to just look and see where they come from.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, y'all just,
I know what you mean.
Y'all just a few houses away. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
it's so weird, man.
I'm like, kids, come outside. There's other kids to play with.
Yeah, right.
Why don't y'all ask them to play basketball in the yard or something? And they're like, I don't want to go outside. Yeah. So,
yeah.
New day. It's new day and age.
Not the way it used to be where kids just played outside. But since everything is so digital now, dang it, come on. Since everything is so digital now, people either play video games or computers at like in their house, or they're just like on their phone, chatting back and forth, and there's other things they'll do too, but it's like not as much stuff outside the house. Even in the backyard, I'm like, man, just go in the backyard and do something, whatever. And they're like,
yeah,
I'm good.
That's how it goes.
So crazy. All right. Well, you got anything else, man?
I don't have anything else. I'm just gonna go do my normal Sunday grocery shopping and do some Halloween decorations outside. Oh man.
Okay.
Yep,
Sounds good.
All right, people.
Yeah.
Another day.
My family's.
Oh, go ahead. Your family.
I was gonna say. I think we're about to go to an earlier service of church, and then we're going on a hike here to this place called Donut Falls.
Oh,
And apparently, it's like
all in.
I'm gonna try not to, but apparently, it's a waterfall that is shaped is round, and they call it Donut Falls. I've never been there, so
Interesting.
We'll see.
That's
I'll
pretty
send
cool.
pictures.
Yeah, do that. Do that. That's so nice.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have fun with that. People out there listening land, hashtag Blackout Pod. Check us out on your favorite streaming app. Hashtag Blackout Pod at gmail.com, where you can email us all kinds of stuff. If you want to be on the show, do that, or drop in our DMs, or give us a little call, 385-3BLAKPC, 385-325-2572. Hit up Hooks Rub. It's that time of year. Get you some seasoning. Make sure you're stocked up. No telling what you want to do for your Thanksgiving or whatever. You need some stocking stuffers or something for Christmas time. Definitely waiting on those pocket-sized Hooks Rubs and spices, just so I could take to the fair, or if you want to go to Disney World or Disneyland, because those turkey legs are nasty. Sorry. Get your little pocket-sized Hook Rub, sprinkle it on your chicken leg, your turkey leg, and yeah, you'll have an enjoyable time.
Get it right, get it tight.
There you go. Get it right, get it tight, get it right. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Whatever you said. Anyway, there you have it. 265. Hashtag Black.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
All right, and we out. Blacking out.
Blacking out. Peace.
Get a bottle of hair grease.